said it, Nadine. When Junmar catches and shoots, he's unstoppable.
Why, it's such an exciting series. Hindi mo talaga malaman kung sino may advantage at any point.
Jason, nakapit na ni Ross! That will seal the deal. That will reduce this series into a virtual best-of-3.
TNT staging a comeback, not giving up, playing tough defense down the stretch. But San Miguel just had too much firepower in the end.
We've been enjoying top-notch quality basketball. Keyword, basketball. No shenanigans, no extracurriculars. This is basketball at its finest.
We welcome you to game number 5 in this emotional and explosive series. And the winner probably will be the one that stays on track, Coach Ryan Gregorio.
Oh, very important game 5. Alam naman natin after the first 4 games, 2-all ang naging serya natin rito. Kaya kung sino man ang mananalo rito will have a twice to beat advantage kung aabot man sa game 7.
Parang hindi na natin alam kung saan papunta ito. No? Wala may script ito. Wala namang order ito. Both teams just so passionate. As you take a look at the starters brought to you by Front Row.
Alex Cabagnot, Chris Ross, Fajardo, Pesumal, and McCullough will start for San Miguel. Pero may panibagong bunot si Coach Bong Ravena. This is the first time wherein he's not starting with Troy Rosario. Pumunot siya ng isang manlalaro na si David Semerad. And for the very first time in the series, iba yung starting lineup ng TNT.
Into the first quarter, hatid sa inyo ng New Cobra Vitamin C, lakas at protection. Cobra, the #1 energy drink. Castro's first attempt. And by the way, welcome home from your trip to Spain. I'm sure we'll hear footnotes of that as we sail along in this game. Mainit ka mo?
Mainit at napakahaba ng biyahe. We were there for just 7 days, but travel time, halos 2 araw.
I can imagine. And here is the breaking of the ice. And Junmar Fajardo, who has been averaging 21 points in the series, knocks in the first basket.
And he had a very good game in game 4, wherein he was virtually unstoppable. And now he's starting hostilities here with a shot that he's not comfortable in taking. Yung 18-footer na yan, hindi naman niya talaga master yan. Pero huge start for Junmar Fajardo to score the first 3 points in the ball game.
It's been so close and crucial. We've had one game, the second one going into double OT. And here comes the drive by Terrence Jones, our best import. It won't work. Pesumal is starting for tonight's game. McCullough unloads, long one offline. And the battle for the rebound, Fajardo wins out. There's a wide open, Cabagnot drives against Jones.
5-0 run here for San Miguel. We've been talking about guys who are stepping up for San Miguel, especially in their wins. Alex Cabagnot, only 3 points per ball game in games 1 and 3, but is averaging 22 points in the games that they've won. He scored 19 points in game 2 and 25 points in game 4.
For an average of 12.5. 3-point shot brought to you by Tresa Paslight, imported brandy from Spain. I know everybody's been excited about the 3-point shooting, but some of the games have been decided by free throws, especially game number 2. Sadly for TNT, as this shot rims out, rebound taken away by McCullough.
There's a huge mismatch here. Jason Castro, because of the mismatch, was forced, and the cross match was forced to guard McCullough. Good thing, tough interior defense on the secondary defensive level for Terrence Jones, pero nag-turnover naman agad sila.
Counter, take away, Ross. And McCullough with the accidental bump will get his first foul.
It's very interesting because I saw one clip wherein there were just too much flopping from both teams.
I'll get into that in a short while. In the meantime, the Beermen have tied the series.
106-101 was our final score. Maganda yung naging rebounding pati ng assist ng San Miguel. They limited TNT to just 15 assists, and yung inside points also dominated by San Miguel, 50-46.
Semerad ties up the ball game at 5.
Now the reason why Semerad is here is really to put a little physicality, push out Junmar Fajardo from his comfort level. Bonus na lang yan pag makashoot pa siya sa opensa. And now, talking about the reason why he is starting in this ball game, to make life miserable offensively, and Junmar Fajardo will be called for his first personal foul. Offensive foul itinawag sa kanya.
Ang walang bibitaw move of the half. Atid sa inyo ng Castrol Active para sa tuloy-tuloy na proteksyon ng inyong motorsiklo. Walang bibitaw sa Castrol Active. 9:27 to go here in the opening period. Here's the look inside. Jones tries to sneak in the pass. Fajardo tries to bother the shot, and McCullough claims the rebound. In a long series, you begin to not like each other. You begin to know each other as a team. So many emotional cards being drawn out, and it's understandable with the passion being displayed by both clubs.
Oh yes, and ang dami na kasing nangyari ng first 4 games. Ang daming extra-curricular na nangyayari dyan. At this is really good for the sport. It's going to be fantastic for the PBA and Terrence Jones with the second triple in the ball game.
Which is, by the way, brought to you by Trece Paslat imported brandy from Fundador. Here's a drive. He dropped it. And there's a quick call by referee Killingen.
Three-point shooting has not been the strongest suit for Terrence Jones in this final series. Less than 20% from the three, but so far so good for him. Good numbers in Game 4, 32 points, but he shot a total of 31 attempts. Grabbed 16 rebounds. Overall, it was still a fantastic performance for the Best Import awardee.
McCullough has had good games in all 4 of the encounters, has been averaging 29.75 with a big drive to the basket, giving the ball game an 8-7 count. TNT though still in the lead. There's Jones, strength, regains it, looks at the basket, tries to look for an open man, found it in Castro. The passing a little too tight, and the breaks of the game going the way of Seminar.
So turning out to be what the doctor ordered for Coach Bong Ravenna. David Semiran with 4 points in the first quarter.
And there is a push by Junmar Fajardo.
And second offensive foul will be called against the big man. He's not liking the way calls are being made against him. So itong si Coach Leo Austria, pinagpahinga na muna siya at hindi na isinugal yung pangatlong personal foul.
Automatic with sa inyong coaches yan. Second foul parang labas na.
Pag tumama ka ng first 6 minutes, natawagan ka ng dalawang dikit, hindi ka na magagambol dyan. Ilalabas at ilalabas mo
Kahit
talaga
ano
yan.
pa sabihin ng
Parang
player.
automatic mechanism yan.
Sasabihin ng player, of course, Coach, okay lang ako, okay lang ako.
Eh minsan hindi ka magtitiwala sa kanila kung okay ka talaga. Eh sana hindi ka nag-foul ng dalawang mabilis.
Tapos nag-foul ulit. Kainis na. McCullough from long distance bounces high up and out, and here comes the rebound by Bogoy. Castro, our best player of the conference. Here's Trollano, the revelation, and it's taken away by Ross. Active hands, looking left, looking right. Bong Pesomal. Had a big game in number 3, although San Miguel lost there. He had 12 points.
But in Game 4, doon din pumutok talaga si Von Pesumal with 14 points. He's only averaging 5.3 points per game in the first 3 games, but exploded on a 4 out of 7 shooting from the 3.
They really needed another wingman because of the injury to Lassiter, as this shot by Castro scoops out.
Importante talaga sa isang serye yung meron kang tinatawag na magic bunot.
Meron ba
Yung
yun?
first game, 9 minutes lamang ang inilaro ni Von Pesumal. Pero nung game 2, 3 at 4, tumaas na yan to 26 minutes per game.
Cabagnot now gives San Miguel a 2-point edge at the 6.5-minute mark of the opening period. Pesumal with a hand on it. He's running with McCullough, but Pesumal goes all the way. There's going to be a foul, most likely. Is it on Rosario?
Yes, first personal foul matatawag rito kay Troy Rosario, and now the third team foul for TNT.
Here's that shot by Cabagnot. Be the move atid sa inyo ng Davis. MCS semi-gloss. Matipid, colorful semi-gloss. I love those two words, semi and semi, both are acceptable. But if you have a British accent, you of course semi definitely works.
Gusto ko yung mga ganyan eh. May added education pa tayo rito. We've been talking about Resumal. He's really emerging in this series. We've talked about his numbers, 5.3 in the first 3 games and 14 points noong Game 4. Tama rin yung nabanggit mo, kailangan nila ng isang wingman dahil nga nagpapahinga pa si Marshall Lassiter because of an injury. So ang pasok dito ni Pesumal, very important because now he's also learning how to be a two-way player. He was able to get a deflection earlier and he completed that foul called against Troy Rosario by making his free throws.
May kasama pa ang foul ito. Siyempre, ang best friends dito, si Ross at si Jones. Chris Ross with his first foul. Champion energy move of the half. At it's in ng Milo energy to build champions.
That's a big-time basketball move. And look at that, the way he made that pirouette move to get himself wide open for a layup. It's a totally different situation if Jones is seeing Junmar Fajardo on a second-line defensive level for San Miguel, and now he's taking advantage si Stan Hardin na nandyan at hindi si Junmar.
You know, TNT shooting just 63% from the free throw line. And there's a big foul by Pesumal.
Almost unforgivable. If you're RR Pugo, you don't want to give second chance opportunities for a guy who's really known to shoot from the outside. So pag pumasok yan at naka-rebound, talaga makapakakapot ka ng ulo mo.
Stan Hardinger switches over to Jones. Jones at close range gets it to go, and another +1 for Jones.
This is what I learned about analyzing the moves and the way Jones extricates himself from a tight situation. If he makes that dribble and he goes to his right, usually he goes back to his left to shoot that floater.
We will take our first break. San Miguel has a 2-point lead at 5:34 in the first.
Welcome back to the PBA Commissioner's Cup. Now, naniniwala ang coaches ng mga katropa that this series really boils down to who shoots the ball better. Ika nga ni Coach Bong Ravenna, the one who's able to make more conversions has more chances of winning. That's why he wants to see tenacity in every possession. Sa panig naman ng mga beermen, sabi ni Coach Leo Austria, based on experience, ang pinaka-importante daw sa virtual best of 3 series ay ang Game 1. Ito daw ang nagbibigay ng confidence at ng kumpiyansa sa kanyang koponan. That's why he is relying on his players to bank on their championship and experience and also their pride to win today's matchup. Coach Ryan and Sam.
Thank you very much, Selena Dagdag, our courtside reporter for this 5th game, and TNT now behind you by just a point here on the first. Roy Lopez, we're glad that he's already here, and we just had a flat tire, that's why he just missed us. We're beginning to feel insecure, you and I, without Roy Lopez here.
Importante nakikita natin yung running score.
Here's Terrence Jones. You were talking about breaking down Jones' game. He also has this habit of faking the 3-point shot. He doesn't fire it right away. He waits for the defense to bite, then he makes his move. It's never diretso eh. Hindi siya tanggap, hindi siya spot up, hindi siya catch and shoot eh.
Well, he's trying to measure his opponent. Is the guy going to go closer to him? Because if the guy rushes to him, that means it's an opportunity for him to blow by using his weakness off the dribble.
We have San Miguel with a 1-point lead just below the 5-minute mark. Kabagnot floats in the air, no, and Terrence Jones secures the board. Caruela seeing action again. Swift pass over to Castro. Here's Jones looking inside, stops. He shoots the pass, the drive, the layup a bit off form and offline there, and Caruela grabs it away from Stan Hardinger. Shot clock reduced to 5. Squeezing it in. Offensive foul, shoulder. That's the Noy Gillingen call.
And Von Pesumal, previously just known to be an outside sniper, and now elevating his game by being a defensive stopper to sacrificing his body just to get another possession for San Miguel. And that is why his minutes have become more here in the last 3 games. 9 minutes per game nung Game 1 and 26 minutes average in the next 3 games.
Gives them a lot of youthful legs and energy as well. And there's a foul issued against Rosario. Uproar from the bench, and ito yung sakit ni Mark Dickel. He will bait for this first call and first complaint.
But Coach Mark Dickel was actually gesturing to the refs that he might have slipped first. But according at least to that slow-mo, may hand check na itinawag ng bahagya, and that is why Troy Rosario was guilty for that personal foul.
Back to the zero, the smart Araneta Coliseum. This shot does not work. Massive rebound, and McCullough, who had a 20-20 game last time around, blocks it back in.
Oh, he simply didn't give up. He had 2 chances to make an offensive rebound and a putback, and now it gives San Miguel a more comfortable 3-point lead.
Rosario uncorks and delivers a long 3-point shot.
That is something that we've seen him shoot on a consistent basis, especially in Game 2, and he scored a total of 34 points. He was virtually unstoppable from beyond the white line. And from a Gilas perspective, yun ang mga kinakailangan natin. Floor spacer, good defender, who can really knock it from the outside.
Saka yung matatakad na tumitira, yun na yung game ngayon eh. Castro to the trailer, dipsy-doo, it won't work. Back and pumasok ba?
Hindi, nagmintis yun eh. Preemptive foul. It was a good playoff foul by Stan Hardinger. Did not allow Terrence Jones to make a basket and for him to have a chance for a 3-point play. But look at this block by Terrence Jones using his extreme anticipation and length. And he was not done on the other side. He again went to his front court and got the offensive rebound. And he was fouled. And now he's going to the free throw line.
TNT has a slight lead. Terrence Romeo sees action, and Terrence has also had a good series, especially in games 2 and 3. No 4 points ang langan ng kanyang naigusto.
He was unconscious in game 2. 29 points yung kanyang na-score.
That's the young that sent it into overtime, no?
Yes.
There's a layup that's hooks out. Here's Arruela. Roliano. This is where it starts. This is where it emanates for TNT Katropa. They work the shot clock to the max. He will either attack or step back or float. No. Terrence Romeo to the side we go. Terrence wide open. 3. Long enough.
He's going to hear it from the crowd for sure, especially from the supporters of TNT. You're not going to give that wide open a look for Terrence Romeo and not pay for it. So, pag pinatira mo yan at walang tinamaan at ikaw ang sumusuporta sa TNT, hindi talagang papalakpakan mo.
Thank you.
Bihira yun na magmintis ng open.
Here's Castro, 15-foot line, didn't take a crack at it. Dances with Stan Hardinger. Can't fall away. Also, 3 seconds on the shot clock. Pulls up from 15. Yes!
He likes that switch. His eyes lit up nung nakita niya si Stan Hardinger. So he was not really there to force the shot. He used his elevation and his accuracy from the perimeter.
Rosario just knows what to do when he's under the basket.
And amazing the way these players are playing. This is already game 5. We're talking about Troy Rosario, who still has the legs to sprint and finish fast break situations.
It's been a very tight conference. We did not have too much time between the end of the semifinal straight into the finals.
And then not only that, we're talking about yung short rotation itong TNT. Konting players lang talaga yung kanilang inaasahan sa series na to.
Almost 6 lang.
Yun lang eh. Bumunot kanina si Coach Bong Ravena. Nag-start si David Semerat. At maganda naman yung productive minutes na naiambag niya.
Castro beginning to get going. Has 4 points. TNT enjoys a 6-point lead. And we're down to the final 56 seconds of the opening quarter.
Oh, this is a very good start for TNT. 26 points already for them. In Game 4, they're only limited to 14 points in the first 12 minutes of play.
Check out this lakas move. Hatid sa inyo ng new Cobra Vitamin C. Lakas at protection Cobra. #1 energy drink.
He has the ability to read the defense so well. Sag off him, he's gonna take that 15-foot jumper. Stay closer, he's gonna blow by because he is the blur.
Inside the Junmar. Getting to know Taha again, and Junmar burns them.
Now the first thing that Taha must do is get Junmar Fajardo off that paint. That is one thing, because as soon as Junmar gets the ball, then you're at a losing cause already, because it's either you foul, give him that space, he's gonna score off you. Something that Taha must learn in the next few minutes of play.
Or for as long as he's in the PBA. Jones and Junmar's not gonna sacrifice third.
And that is why si Jones then, alam niya, pag makalusot lang siya rito sa import ng San Miguel, token resistance na lang ibibigay ni JMN.
Jones already with 15 points. Ball is loose in the hands of Peruela. Dipsinu could be. We're done with the quarter.
At the end of the first quarter, the score is
Oh boy, there's Jones already with a show with 15 points, Coach Ryan.
And yes, and it's doing it from the three-point area. 2 out of 2 from the 3, 5 out of 8 from the field. He's really finding gaps in the defense of San Miguel. He's attacking with reckless abandon. And look at this. 28 big points for TNT. Only 14 in Game 1, while for San Miguel, only 22.
Welcome to the second quarter. Hatid sa inyo ng new Cobra Vitamin C. Lakas at proteksyon. Cobra, the #1 energy drink. Welcome to the second quarter. Game 5. The series is tied to a piece. Arwin is in the ball game. Entered towards the latter portion of the first quarter. No chance to elevate for Ross. 15-footer long.
Now, TNT is going to take their chances as soon as Junmar Fajardo gets the ball. There was an automatic double team. And TNT's defense is just rushing out on the shooters, not allowing a shot from the Rainbow Country. What they're doing is forcing the players to put the ball down and challenge their perimeter jumper.
And now that was interesting. Jones and Dicko were actually discussing, should we call a timeout?
And early. And it just came off and in between quarters break.
Hindi nagkaintindihan. We'll have a full timeout. We'll get you back into Araneta after this. Stepping out of that TNT timeout, called in a very interesting way, actually. And here comes the drive. Oh, big spin.
And what makes that move a lot more interesting is the fact that San Miguel, after TNT called the timeout, sat on a zone. So usually, if you're doing a zone defense, that means your interior is clogged. But still, Jones was able to find ways to score against Junmar.
And they have an 8-point lead. Jones already with a 17-point first half. Outside shot will not work. And here comes TNT. Jones does not release right away. Looks at the flow of the offense first. Not unless the shot clock is in a dire situation. He looks at the shot clock. It has 5 seconds. The shoulder-to-shoulder action. The drive, no. And McCullough and the imports end up grappling with the ball.
Now TNT ended the first quarter scoring 28 points. In Game 4, they only scored 22, while San Miguel limited to 22 in Game 4 at the end of 12 minutes. But the 22 points in Game 5, but they scored 31 points in Game 4.
As the jump between the imports is won by San Miguel. 10 and 20 to go. We're in the second of game number 5. Series tied 2 apiece. So far, the series has gone in with alternating wins. TNT drawing first blood in game 1. Almost a week and a half ago. McCullough dropped the egg. Picked up by Junmar Fajardo.
Now, who's gonna block out Junmar Fajardo? Especially if Yusef Ta is not inside. And ito naman si Troy Rosario, wala siya dun sa inside position eh. So sinusugal na rin ni Coach Leo Austria si Junmar na maglaro. Maski dalawang quick fouls ang nakuha niya ng first quarter.
Exactly. And Junmar already chipping in 7 points. Here's a high balloon. Para bola in the air. 3-point shot brought to you by Tres Cepaslight. Imported brandy from Spain. Okay ba Spanish mo sa Spain? Okay naman. Lumaban naman.
Laban yan.
Laban. Muy bien, muy bien. Yes! Terence Romeo drills it in. First 2 points. Count is 33-26, 9:15 to go. Jones fakes the pass. Here's a wide open attempt. Hits the back rim. Arvin Santos hustles for it.
Now, very interesting game plan for Coach Leo Austria. You look at the roster of TNT and you know that they have deadly shooters inside. Troy can shoot, Pugoy can shoot, Troliano can shoot also. But still, sumusona pa rin itong San Miguel.
What does that tell you? They're challenging TNT to shoot?
They're just scared of the penetration of Terence Jones. They might as well allow Terence Jones to shoot from the outside because Terence, as what you mentioned, will always scan the floor. And that is the reason why he's taking like 3-4 seconds to get the ball and just see what is happening. But ngayon naman, itong San Miguel, unti-unti na rin nagpapakita ng better energy dito sa panimula ng second quarter.
And Chris McCullough caught TNT with their backs turned. And the ball game is now at 33-28 here in the second. Wide open play. Bongs off the iron, rebound is on the floor, picked up by McCullough.
So nagsusunod-sunod na ang mintes nitong TNT. So if that happens, expect San Miguel to keep on staying with their zone defense.
Terence Romeo on a fishing expedition didn't catch anything. Blocked by McCullough. Bogoy attacks. Forced to kick out. Jones, big strides, dishes off. Trojano, Bogoy, no. Rebound, Junmar, it's in the hands of McCullough.
Now 4 straight missed 3-pointers for TNT. And look at JMF, first one down floor. But TNT's defense was quick enough to defend the transition.
It was a double team, so wherever Junmar turned, there was somebody bothering him. Another timeout. It's the 30. They'll burn their 30 at this juncture. As you check out this cool move, brought to you by Panasonic. Quality air for life.
So added feature din dito sa series na to, yung dalawang napakagaling na import. Of course, McCullough for San Miguel, Terence Jones for TNT. And
You know, more than their NBA credentials, it's the fact that they blended in nicely well into their teams.
And not only that, pati yung kultura ng Pilipino. Pagdating pa lang nitong si McCullough, Jollibee Chicken Joy agad ang nagustuhan. So nung Game 4 performance na, 27 points, 10 out of 27 from the field, 22 big rebounds and 4 assists. And what I like about these two gentlemen is hindi nila minamaliit yung liga. Marami kasi akong naging import nung araw na paggaling sa NBA, ang feeling nila this is going to be an easy league.
Because they think it's a demotion also, di ba?
They become entitled. But these two players are not exhibiting that kind of a mentality. They've endeared themselves not only doon sa kanilang particular supporters, but yung entire basketball-loving Filipinos na talagang sumusubaybay sa PBA.
Swinging it around. Hindi niya ititira yan. Jab step niya muna. Arvin had a defensive hand on that, but could not sustain his grip on it. And the shot clock is cut down to 5. Jones now loads up. And McCullough collects another rebound.
Unproductive thrust once again from the 3. for TNT and they've stopped scoring. Good thing, lamang pa rin sila ng 5 points, 33-28.
McCullough with his 12th rebound inside the 7-minute zone. Junmar steps back. No, somebody ricocheted off all the body contact there, and it's Trollano.
And the moment of hesitation, Junmar was not really squared to take that shot.
I think he was so surprised to find himself open ako pare, open.
And usually doon ka magmimintis eh. Moment of hesitation, talagang mag-hesitate din yung bola.
Bakit ako open? Ito, gandang twist. Hindi lang pumasok. Rebound sinecure ni Al Pugoy. 5 ang abante ng Katropa. Castro, ayos ang hain. Nandiyan na si Terence Romeo ng gugulo. Nilabas kay Jones. Pinasa sa kanto. Kapos. And Junmar, siniguradong kanila ang rebound.
Now you talk about number of defensive possessions for or offensive possessions for TNT. Out of the 9 possessions against the zone, they only made 2 points. So that's 1 basket and they missed 8 times. So for San Miguel, effective yung kanilang defensive game plan.
Romeo with 4 points and Terence Jones knocks in the 3-point shot brought to you by Tres Light imported brandy from Fundador.
Now 3-point shooting has become a barometer for TNT, especially the performance of Terence Jones. Because nung game 1, dagdag mo na rin nung game 3, 9 out of 16 si Terence Jones sa 3 for 56%. Pero nung game 2, 0 out of 9 siya. Nung game 4, he was only 2 out of 8. So he's actually 2 out of 17 for 11% pag natatalo yung kanyang koponan.
If this goes, it's down to 3. And Trollano, the revelation, has drilled in points when TNT needs it the most. And we'll take a short break. It's TNT ahead, 39-30. No matter what happens, Don Trollano is a name we will remember from the series, but in the second half against San Miguel in Game 4, this is what happened.
He was unstoppable in the first half, scoring 13 points on 6 out of 9 shooting from the field. But in second half, bakit dalawa lang yung kanyang itinira? And as a result, he was only good for 3 points. So 16 points nga, pero nung kinailangan nung second half, hindi na siya masyadong nakakontribute sa kanyang koponan.
Romeo breaking down the defense again has now added 6 points. Under Goldstaff, partially deflected by Junmar Fajardo. The shot clock 8. Castro rings the bell. And it's a 10-point lead by the Katropa.
Now the defense of San Miguel must adjust because the last 3 3-pointers or 9 points in total, nakashoot ang lahat doon yung TNT. So dapat stay closer to their defensive coverages and force TNT players to just put the ball down and go for penetration.
McCullough with one of the most difficult shots, that short corner turnaround shot. Castro launches over Junmar.
A total of 12 points in the last 4 possessions for TNT, all coming from 3.
And now they have posted their biggest lead of 11. 4 minutes to go here in the second period. Nice pass. Romeo, of course, the kick out had no feel for that shot. The shot clock at 4. Terrence breaks down the defense. Jones switching over. The nice pass. McCullough delivers.
Just an exceptional playmaker itong si Terrence Romeo. And what is nice is he was able to facilitate for McCullough. But that brings the lead down to just 9 points. But defense has to be stronger for San Miguel, especially defending the 3-point area.
McCullough has already accumulated 10 points. We're down to 3 minutes and 30 time. Just flying by us here in this first half. Nice move.
That was a fantastic move. But I thought the referees missed on a clear traveling violation.
By
He lifted his pivot foot. He changed his pivot foot. And that allowed him to score on an unmolested basket.
That's short. The lead is 11. Jones thinking 3. Rims out. And Arwin Santos spins his spider web. The shuffle by Terrence. The shot. Yes! Bueno niya talaga yung crossover dribble niya, no?
Great with his dribbling skills to get the necessary space to launch his shot while nobody is shooting consistently for San Miguel. Here comes Terrence Romeo coming off the bench to contribute 9 points.
And to the corner, Heruela over friend Junmar Fajardo. That does not work. And here comes Chris Ross. And the preemptive foul by the Blur.
Rhythm and tempo is something that TNT wants to control in this ball game, and that is not why they're not allowing fast break shots.
Samantala, be the move. Atin sa inyo ng Davis, MCS Semi-Gloss. Matipid, colorful, Semi-Gloss. Selena.
Yes, 7, Coach Ryan. Now, we all witnessed how Terrence Jones has recently been getting into a lot of heated moments with the San Miguel Beermen players. And sa kwento sa akin ng mga Beermen, ayun nga, they're deliberately trying to get under Terrence Romeo's skin. Sabi pa nga ni Arwin na hindi na nga daw umuobra. Napansin nila na si Terrence Jones hindi na daw nakikipag-eye contact at hindi na rin daw masyadong pinapansin ang kanilang mga pamimikon para daw natututo at nasasanay na rin daw sa style of play here sa Pilipinas. And when you ask his coaches about this, they actually commend Terrence Jones for this. Coach Ryan and Seth.
Yeah, there's a one word for it, Selena. It's called Deadma. Deadma ni Jones. Inside 2 minutes.
Parang kung sa mga kabataan, parang talk to the hand.
Yeah.
Ito na lang ginagawa ni Terrence Jones.
Waco care. 47-41. 1:45 to go. Here's an open Jones. Thinking about it. Creates. Overshoots it. Junmar does not even jump for it. Romeo long. San Miguel's pass and running.
Oh, Terrence Romeo is just so streaky. If he gets into a good position, he understands that he has a good rhythm as he enters the ball game. And look at that. 13 big points all coming off the bench.
May technical laban kay Mark Dickel. But I think wala nang 30 ang TNT, ha?
So regular timeout will
Yeah,
be
I guess
given
so.
to TNT, and Coach Mark Dickel actually cannot engage with the referees. And that is why he was called for a technical foul.
Yun ang parameters nung active consultant.
Yes.
And national coach din dati yun, eh. So hindi rin matiis, eh. Terrence Romeo, this is his kind of ball game. Already with 15 first half points.
Now, active consultant Mark Dickel must be able to control his emotions. He perfectly understands how important Game 5 is. Tama nga yung magkabilang coaches and sinabi nila virtual best of 3. Winner of Game 5 will have a huge advantage.
Ano na ito, could be the turning point that puts you a winner here, brings you to a threshold. .47-45, a minute and 24 remaining. In the meanwhile, and Christian Stan Hardinger comes in for Fajardo. Itong series na ito, laging into the last 2 minutes of every quarter, may nangyayaring telenovela.
Yun ang nagpapaganda talaga, eh.
Oh! That didn't make it go, and Stan Hardinger yanked away, and Jones with a foul. Merong fans club si Dennis Jones sa San Miguel. Si Kelly Nabong, si Arwin Santos, and everybody else is there.
Pati si Matt Ganuelas, eh. Sumasama na rin, eh. But good stop once again for San Miguel. They were down by as big as 11 points, but an enormous 9-0 run for them. They've scored 45 after being down, or 11. Parang 45-34 kanina, eh.
Twice down by 11.
Yes.
For the lead. No. The tie, no.
So 11-2 ang ang naging run rito ng SMB.
Oh, great pass. Great pass. Ang sarap pasahan ni Troy Rosario kasi walang wasted motion eh.
It's a catch and shoot situation for him.
30-second time and now for the San Miguel Beermen who lost their momentum and have now fallen behind the new by 4. Lakas mo, tingnan natin sa inyo ng new Cobra Vitamin C. Lakas at proteksyon. Cobra, #1 energy drink.
And this is where he generated so much confidence. Yung ganong move niya, he was able to use his quickness to blow by Heruela, and he has 15 points in the second quarter
Just
alone.
very quickly as we take a look at the persona, the VIPs there. Couple of learnings you had from that trip in Spain. I know we don't have all that time, but what are the key learnings you've had as we check on our most improved player of the game, brought to you by Apiton?
Well, for one, we really have to defend even against taller opponents. And not only that, we have to play with so much energy, physicality, because there's just too much banging in international competition. While in offense, we have to shoot well from the outside. And it's not just taking shots. We have to start making shots, because we could not get offensive rebounds if we start missing. So accuracy from beyond the 3 is hugely important for us if we are to compete at a high level in the coming World Cup in China.
Thank you very much. Masyado kasi mahaba i-viber pag biniber mo sa akin yun. So I waited for this game 5.
Thank you.
And here's a spin by McCullough. No! Chance for TNT to stretch its lead. Jason Castro spearheading the attack. Here's a wide open, Heruela. No.
That's a must-make basket for Heruela. He was wide open. Look at the complement of Coach Bong Ravena. 1 big, Jones, 4 small. But now there'll be a huge mismatch, especially defensively.
And there's a foul. Given up by Pugoy.
Now using basketball intelligence, understanding time, scoring situation. They're not yet in team penalty. So that turned out to be an intelligent foul for Aaron Pugoy.
This is where I get the kick out of the coaches, where they make these situational substitutions. A player has no idea. You can easily say you have to be ready all the time, but the player was ready looking at halftime. Yeah, go, pasok. Nagmamadali.
Pero dapat maintindihan niya that the reason why he's in, we're talking about Magat, is to foul or just to make sure that they get a defensive stop.
I get it, but I still get a kick out of it. I mean, you know, it's very, very intriguing from the coaches. But look at this, 49-45. A big run by San Miguel has been negated by TNT's persistence as we check out and get to know our beta player of the half, brought to you by Firefly LED. Just Samamo, Terence Romeo, a scintillating performance, Coach Ryan.
Oh, we've talked about players who are known to be professional scorers, and one guy is Terence Romeo. 14 minutes of play, 15 points, 6 out of 11 from the field.
And we'll have the second half ready for you very shortly, but first, halftime activities. We said earlier, this series, emotional, explosive, and a lot more will be displayed in the second half, because we're at the crossroads. The winner here brings itself closer to a possible title. And the drama, the emotions will never subside. Our first half ended at 49-45. TNT surviving an 11-2 run by the Beermen to emerge still above the water by 4 points.
3-point field goal shooting, TNT 8 out of 21. While for San Miguel, 3 out of 13 field goal shooting. Halos pareho lang sila, 42% yung isang kupunan. San Miguel naman, 41%. Yung assists, 9 for TNT and only 5 for San Miguel, and points in the paint still dominated by San Miguel, 24-20.
So everybody, both sides coaches, we're going to see the leading scores. They've thrown defensive nets at each other. What kind of discussion goes on usually at halftime? You make adjustments? Ano ang usually nangyayari dyan?
Well, if you're San Miguel, you want to make sure that you remind your players to step on the white line, especially because even Terence Jones is waxing hot from the outside. 22 points for TJ, 12 points for Castro, 5 for Troy Rosario, and 4 points for Semerad. While for San Miguel, 15 big points din ang na-score ng kanilang import. Now, if you're TNT, you also have to mix it up pagdating sa depensa dahil nakakascore din ng marami yung import ng San Miguel.
Thank you, Coach Ryan. And with Selena Dagdag, this is Sam Fermente. And we'd like to remind you that the third quarter runner hatid sa inyo ng new Cobra Vitamin C, lakas at proteksyon. Cobra, ang #1 energy drink. Junmar Fajardo drills it in. Fajardo now already with 9 points in this game.
Now, David Semera did not play in Game 4 and now is getting extensive minutes, mainly because he has to be a Junmar stopper, but he has not done so consistently in this game.
And he's running around in a way like a headless chicken. That ball is stripped, and Semerada 6 points.
Now, prior to this game, David was only averaging 0.5 points per ball game. Now, he has a total of 6 points, and he's massaging Junmar Fajardo on defense.
51-47. Open shot. Napalabag at ginulog. San Miguel trying to be deliberate here. Here's the quick pull-up. It does not bounce in for Alex Cabagnot.
A very quiet night once again for Alex Cabagnot. Just a total of 4 points already. He was held scoreless in the second quarter.
Si Terence Romeo kasi ang nag-shine in second quarter.
15 big points, all scored in the second for TR.
Semerad with the foul, which he first was disappointed with, and eventually he acknowledged as this Tatag Moon, brought to you by Rain or Shine, Elastifloor concrete floor paint. Affordable, odorless, and non-slip.
The goal of David Semerad is to make sure that when Junmar gets the ball, he should be outside the paint.
Exactly.
Because if one foot is inside the paint, it takes him just one dribble to get closer to the basket.
Sabi ni Director Francis Sopilio, ihatid na yan kay Selena Dagdag.
Well, we all witnessed Junmar Fajardo's monster performance last Sunday, and according to him, it wasn't driven by his BPC loss to Jason Castro, but by his fear na mabaon sila sa Series 1-3. Kaya ginawa niya daw talaga lahat ng makakaya niya para maitabla ang serye. GMF also credits his teammates for his stellar performance. Hinahanap daw talaga kasi siya ng mga ito kahit nagmimintis siya. Binibigyan siya ng kumpiyansa, thus he's extra motivated na suklian ang tiwala ng teammates niya. Coach Ryan and Sad.
You know, and Selena and Ryan, Junmar's just a simple, nice guy. I can imagine what he's saying when Jason won the BPC. Okay lang yan, basta maganda naman laro yung Jason. Eh. Diba?
Deserve na talaga yan.
Deserve niya talaga. Basta wala namang injure sa amin, okay na.
Tama yan.
But
Pero,
just a sporting guy.
and what I like about JMF, aside from the things that you mentioned, really is his appreciation sa kanyang mga teammates na
sobra,
hinahanap
sobra.
talaga siya. Hindi siya nagagalit pag may ibang mga tumitira.
Alam mo,
Nakakabilit ang personality.
ang dali niyang ibuli lahat eh. No, pero hindi siya natatakot makipagtulakan ha. Tutulak yan. And McCullough gets it and drop it.
Now McCullough plays inside. It's gonna be a huge disadvantage for Truliano because of height. So once in a while, the point of attack of McCullough must be mixed up. Pwede rin back to the basket para makasigurado ng puntos.
That's a champion energy move ng ating half. At sa inyo ng Milo Energy to build champions.
And going back to JMF, alam din talaga ng San Miguel na kung maganda nilalaro ni Junmar, chances are mananalo sila. Eh yun na nga yung ginawa niya ng Game 4.
Oo, pumutok talaga.
At unti-unti nang umiinit si Junmar. Nung first 2 games itong seryeng ito, 17.5 points lang kanyang average. But in the last 2 games, umakyat na ito to 24.5 per game.
Exchange of misses on both sides of the floor. Terrence Jones. Bump from behind. There's no whistle. Lead pass Junmar. Hop, step, and miss. And McCullough cleans it up. Nobody from TNT rushing down.
Now first, TNT was concerned because there was no foul called against number 3 guy Von Pesumal as Terrence Jones lost possession. Pagdating naman sa baba, dahil nag-complain ng TNT, it was a 3-on-1 advantage for San Miguel. So even if Junmar missed a shot, until sa McCullough for the putback.
The Adamson Falcon, Don Trollano, always in the right place at the right time in the series, has now chipped in and has 5 points. cutting down or re-establishing a 3-point lead. That won't work, and there's another rebound for Rosario.
Still nothing for AC, still scoreless here in this quarter. Just a total of 4 points. We've talked about his 22-point explosion. Dun sa mga larong nanalo yung San Miguel, it goes down to 3 points per game nung natalo ang SMB.
Lumilipat talaga. And Troy Rosario's volleyball training just keeping him in good stead. San Miguel will utilize the timeout, but first the beautiful move brought to you by Davis MIMCS semi-gloss. But the bit colorful, and that's semi-gloss. We'll take a short break and bring you back to the Smart Araneta Coliseum. .22 to go in the third period. Junmar Pardo trying to create some space. His pass too high and too strong. As Celine has this report.
Yes, entering the second half, the Beermen were encouraged to do the little things instead of getting frustrated. Ang dami daw nilang layups and open looks na namimintis, and instead of getting upset about it, they need to go back to their fundamentals. They were also encouraged to close airspace of TNT's shooters and defend better. Sa panic naman ng TNT, they were reminded to step up individually. Don't rely on each other. Now, Ryan and David Semrad were also commended for staying ready despite being in the bench the past couple of games. Now, overall, the Katropa remained positive and determined to keep the momentum heading into this half. Coach Ryan and Sam.
They have no choice, Selena. They got to keep the momentum despite this searing comeback that's being constantly staged by San Miguel. Katropa slight important Randy from Spain, 3-point job.
Just a huge basket for Chris Ross. Has been silenced in this ball game. First 3-point basket pala ni si Ross yan sa ball game na to.
Oh, that was a rather awkward angle. Ross trying to beat Terrence Jones. Junmar begging for the ball. Jones, it's off Junmar Fajardo.
Different defensive assignment against Junmar. It's now Terrence Jones, who is as tall as him, probably stronger than him, and that is why nakaka-deny pa sa poste itong si Terrence Jones.
Just very quickly, mayong gabi, kaninyong tanan, Cagayan de Oro, our friend Ruel Patsy, and everybody who joined us last weekend for the PSL games. And of course, we've always brought PBA games there. We hope to bring more PBA games there in the future. Dagang salamat. Thank you very much. In the meantime, here's Jason. Oop, shake, bait. It's in the oven. It's outside in the open. But no. Shot clock catching up with them nearly there. Here's Pesumal, slows it down. Cross-court pass. Kabagnot tries his drive. The glass shot. No. Junmar says, "Aki na to!"
Just an unstoppable specimen once he gets the inside position. He was up against 3 blue shirts, but somehow he was able to knock it in.
Rosario unstoppable with a 3 slide. Important Brandy from Fundador 3. 12 puntos para kay Troy.
Junmar just making his presence felt inside. 14.7 coming here in the third.
Castro slows it down, gives it over to Jones. Initial pick provided by Rosario. Changes direction. He slides in on a pick and roll. Jones strip, recovers, short on the attempt. Follow-up.
Persistence coming into play here for Terrence Jones. He has not gotten a rest in this ball game. He finished with 22 points in the first 2 quarters, and now he has a total of 26. He's averaging 39 points per game in the games that they won.
There's been a interesting, intriguing wrestling match between Jones and Junmar. He can't handle it off the miss of Pesumal. Kabagnot replaced as we get to know more about Alex Kabagnot.
That's a huge drop here for Alex Kabagnot in their losses. Only 3 points per game, while it zooms up to 22 points per game in their wins. And even his field goal shooting, less than 20% in game 1 and 3. Tapos 50% naman doon sa games 2 and 4.
Jones faking the three, goes to the corner. Jason Castro wiggles free, high up and
That's a tough shot because he passed up on his initial attempt by getting the man off balance defensively. Then he put the ball down, did a little sidestep to get a tiny opening to launch a shot from beyond the arc.
Castro has added 15 points. Ross over to Fajardo. Junmar will start his pirouette. His spin, his body contact. Here's a wide open straight shot. It won't drop in for Pasamal.
So taking advantage while Marcel Lassiter is not inside, making the defense strong inside the paint for TNT and allowing outside shooters who are not really as efficient as a Lassiter.
Trilliano's shot refused to stay down. We're coming down to 4:25. They're clipping Romeo. Pasamal shake. Wide open. Yung mga shooter, yung ganong kabukas.
And the mentality, meaning he has missed his last 2 attempts,
yeah, true.
but shooters must shoot. And the way they think is, I'm going to make the next shot. That is what
diba?
Pasamal.
They will never believe. Nobody believes that there's a shot, they will miss it.
Yes.
Papasok yan. Which is the kumpiyansa part.
And Michael Jordan once said, you miss 100% the shots that you don't take.
Yeah.
So at least when you launch it, when you take it, there's a 50-50 chance.
Again, the shot clock catching up on that offensive set. The lead is 6 with 3:43 to go. Heruela rode on the back and committed the foul, sending Romeo to the line.
Second foul for TNT.
14 points per ball game, and Coach Ryan mentioned that game 2 explosion of 29. Ito, pagkatapos ng first free throw, may nangyayari palagi. Yan! Kilalanin ng mga beautiful chummy at pwede ka pang manalo ng mga exciting prizes sa Champs Live. Download Champs Live for free now. Available sa Google and Apple Store. Smile, Selena.
Yes, since this series started, Terence Romeo has learned 3 things. Una, naniniwala si Terence that whoever wins the game is the one that begins more dominantly. Pangalawa, dapat din daw pag-asa kanila ng lamang, huwag nang bibitawan, never stop until the final second. And pangatlo, huwag nang makikisali o papatol sa mga bagay na maaari pang makasama sa series. Focus lang daw sa dapat gawin at sa dapat gawin para masungkit ang panalo. That's all for now. We'll be back for more after the break.
Well, look at Jason Castro and the numbers he posted in game number 4. Back to the action as we have Terence Jones operating in the box, gets it to drop. And Jones now has 28 and the lead is 7.
Dami pang oras na natitira sa ating pangatlong yugto. 28 puntos na yung score ni Terence Jones, the full of 12 minutes in the last quarter.
Arvin can't get going. Ball is loose. Ross. Romeo. Here's the drive. There's a clip.
Something that they must take advantage. Heruela is guarding McCullough, and that will easily be a foul against TNT. Good thing for them. Pang-5 team foul pa lamang nila yun, kaya hindi pa free throw shooting
Ang
time.
San Miguel,
Wala pa.
Walang foul so far, team foul. Selena?
Aminado tong si Jason Castro na sobrang saya niya after receiving the BPC award. Na-appreciate niya daw talaga yun kasi based on his age, nakakuha pa daw siya ng award na ganun. At least nakikita daw ng mga tao yung hard work niya. But despite this individual award, focus siya dun sa main goal nila to win the championship. As he puts it, ang tagal na naming di nagcha-champion, sila na lang parati. Sana kami naman. Sel and Coach Ryan.
And you can see exactly that in the way he's playing in this series.
And is very determined. He understands how important it is to play at an optimum level, pacing himself the right way, scoring when it is important, facilitating to get other shots for his teammates possible. Parang yung tira na yun ni Arnold Tugol.
And their lead is restored to double digits. Quick counter by Terence Romeo. It's down to 7 on you.
Now, this is one guy who came off the bench to score 20 big points for San Miguel, Terence Romeo. And that is why in the entire series, na-outscore ng San Miguel ang bench ng TNT
Yes.
26-5. Ganun kalalim itong koponan ng San Miguel.
And Terence, ang dami pa dyan, hindi naglalaro ha. Terence Romeo already with 19 in the box. There's a crowd. And the ball will stay there.
Swarming defense, yun ang pinakita ro ng San Miguel.
And we have a Lakas move at it's yun ng new Cobra Vitamin C Lakas at Protection Cobra, the #1 energy drink. Oops.
Delay of game. Terence Romeo, matatawagan ron. San Miguel down pa rin ng 7 points.
Hello. Look at that.
Well executed baseline out of bounds play.
The pass was perfect. And Terence Romeo maybe, or rather, Troy Rosario.
Terence Jones didn't like that foul because that will be their 6th team foul.
Correct.
Pero yun, no?
Look at the Tower of Troy.
And this is where experience and one-upmanship was so evident. Nasa ilalim na kasi ng ring si Arwin Santos. Itinulak ng bahagya ni Troy Rosario to get that small opening for that alley.
Okay, top man of the hour. Brought to you by Powerhouse. Built tough. Alam mo, sama sa basketball yun. Pag hindi pumito, hindi pumito.
Gulangan, kasama talaga
Ano ba
yan.
yan?
Liga lahat yan. Pag hindi nakita ng mga referees.
Sa kapag yan nakita, ano yun? Uy! 74-67, a minute and 39 to go.
Arwin Santos still scoreless in this ball game.
Castro stops. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Ross and Jones reacquainted. Just burns them.
Now, understanding exactly what the defense is doing, pero napakabilis naman ng bagpawiro ng San Miguel. We just talked about Arwin Santos, still scoreless prior to that basket. He only has 2 points, pero reading the defense of San Miguel, there's an automatic switch off the pick and roll. So, na ayaw na makita ng San Miguel yun, kaya muna sila ng bahagya dito sa laro na, dito sa possession na ito.
Kanina pa ginagawa ng San Miguel yun eh. Inuunahan nila ang TNT after a made basket by TNT. Dipsy-doo. Oh! He shifted into the right angle and drilled it in.
Now, he was able to shoot that in traffic, and not only that, he went to his right with his not usually strong suit, but still was able to generate +2 points for his team.
Besomal 3. Romeo tried to climb for it. Beaten to the punch by Jones. Coming down to the last half minute of the third. Here come the subs. 4 on the shot clock, screeching to a halt. Jones will let it fly. Just, I think the shot line will be a problem here. He gets it back. Steps in. Oh, wow.
He's just doing everything. He's not giving up on the play. He's not only scoring, and is also assisting. And they match their biggest lead in the ball game at 11.
TNT looks bent on establishing that one step that'll bring them closer to the championship. It's 80-69. 1 more quarter to go in Game 5. Welcome back. And the WWE will return to the Philippines for the first time in 3 years. Watch them here at the Smart Araneta Coliseum, September 20. May ticket na ako. Binili ko ticket ko. And tickets are now on sale via TicketNet. Dami kong binabasa, no? Eto pa, drive. At sa inyo na United Auctioneers Incorporated, pinakamalaking auction company sa Pilipinas, ISO certified sa bidding. Ikaw, bida. Ma'am, bukas ka na magsalita. Ito pa ako eh. Ito na, fourth quarter. At sa inyo ng new Cobra Vitamin C, lakas at protection Cobra, the #1 energy drink. Go, Coach.
Ilabas na lahat, wala na ba?
Wala, meron pa. Pero go na muna. Oh! That play has worked for TNT in the series.
And don't look now, this is the biggest lead of Katropa, 13 points, 82-69, and they're not just doing it offensively. What is so impressive is the way they've limited San Miguel
Good
to just
point,
69
yes.
points.
Jones and 10 of his 32 in that third quarter. Rosario 9 of his 16 in that quarter as well. So the big guns, the regular customers, delivering. And that assignment of Jones and Fajardo seems to be working as we have a 3-second violation na ipit si Junmar.
It's going to be tough for Junmar Fajardo if he is being guarded by Jones, especially if he has the ball, because he cannot back down Jones. Now, if he gets that ball away from his hands, he's waiting for a pass back. Kung tumagal yan, matatawagan ka talaga ng 3 seconds, lalong-lalo na kung hindi open yung high-low option ng San Miguel.
Exactly. Now we can bring along Selena.
Yes, in that recent huddle of Coach Leo Austria, he reminded his players of the efficiency that they need when it comes to passing. They need to stay connected. Now, defensively for the Beermen, Coach Leo points out that TNT is trying to attack them at the post, so they better not allow the key players of TNT to get too comfortable. They need to challenge every shot and make it hard for them. 7, Coach Leo.
Yes, indeed. There's a battle in the air. Under goal. Junmar with a block. Jones takes it away. And here comes the release. One more. Biggest lead of TNT.
And what we're seeing is just a determined basketball that TNT is playing. They're winning the 50-50 balls, they're saving a lot of possessions, and they're making the right decisions inside the court.
And a timeout taken. And there's jubilation with this biggest lead established. And mga kaibigan, tuloy ang laro, tuloy ang laban para sa ating mga walang bibitaw na fans of the game. At para sa tuloy-tuloy na proteksyon ng inyong motorsiklo, walang bibitaw sa Castrol Active. Let's now take this break at the 10:39 mark. TNT has simply exploded here. And Jones with a rejection. He's doing it on every side of the floor. Inside, blocked again!
Oh, Terrence Jones is just a mean monster on both ends. He's not allowing inside incursions from San Miguel. He has failed the last 2 attempts of SMB, and now only 9.1 seconds to operate with itong San Miguel.
Junmar in the box, boxed in, and then got it to go.
There's just 2.9 seconds to get the ball to Junmar Fajardo on a seal situation. Otherwise, it's a turnover.
Yep.
It was a good, nice assist pass by McCullough, and it's just a catch and turn shot for JMN.
You gotta give it at the right place,
Yes.
the right timing. So he makes one quick turn. Kasi one more half second, 3 seconds na siya.
Pinpoint accuracy talaga yung high-low play na yon.
That will not work. Ball is loose. Ross with a hand on it. Can't secure it. And here we go again.
Oh, we've talked about that 50-50 ball accuracy, and I like that. This is what the game is all about. Showing so much respect. Chris Ross lifting Terrence Jones up. Na responded positively by TNT's import.
Ang ating mga beautiful chummy, pwede ka pang manalo sa ating promotion na ito ng mga exciting prizes sa Champs Live. Download Champs Live for free now. Available sa Google and Apple Store. Saka nagsawa na rin yung dalawa. Kakapangayan no?
There should not be what you call personal animosity. It's all happening because of the tense situation inside the court, but nothing personal.
Saka na-fine na rin ito si Jones, di ba? Dahil doon sa sigo niya kay Ross. And this pass is a wayward one.
Nasiko, na-headbutt.
Si Arwin Santos, kasigawan. Marami nang nangyari
Marami na rin, oo. Pero,
huwag mo kalimutan yung kay Calvin Abueva pa. Nung araw, nung isang diba? Ganda ng pasa. Lusot. McCullough trying very hard.
It was a gamble on the part of Terrence Jones, trying to come from the baseline to sneak in a possible steal. Pero read perfectly by Junmar Fajardo. At unmolested na yung pagpasa kay McCullough.
We are glad you are watching with us wherever you are following us. I hope on the stream, we hope traffic doesn't bother you that much. And there's the rebound. Well, traffic is traffic. It is bothersome. In the meanwhile, here's McCullough. Oh, may sumakbay. May sumakay. Trollano malamang ito.
So trying to spark a rally itong si McCullough. So 2 free throws may bibigay sa kanya. Only 18 points. Malayong-malayo siya sa personal output ni Terrence Jones, who now has 32 big points across his name.
But let's not forget that the arrival of Chris McCullough also boosted the spirits of the Beermen. Getting to know our fresh face of the day, brought to you by Waterhouse, keeps you fresh.
And to your point, wala nang chance dapat itong San Miguel. 2-6 na sila bago dumating itong si McCullough.
By the way, Moira is set to rule the Big Dome with her new music on September 13. Grab your tickets now at www.ticketnet.com.ph or call 911-5555. Daming concerts, eh? Saka matagal may break tayo, no? While you guys are in China, eh? Chris Ross. $85-75. Lahat ng teams are experiencing a very tight preparation schedule. If you read the tweets about the U.S. team, they're also experiencing some difficulties getting some personnel.
Yung mahirap sa USA basketball, ang daming nagwi-withdraw ng mga manlalaro, eh.
And many of them are big stars, huh?
Yes. Samantala, puspusan yung pagpapalakas ng Serbia. Kompleto sila, yung at least 7 NBA players. Tapos Australia also.
Jones again with another block. They could have been a backing violation there.
I saw Terrence Jones' left leg already in the front court of TNT. But for some reason, tignan natin mamaya kung talagang hindi mapantawag yung infraction na yun.
Nope. And Chris Ross secures it. The lead is 10. McCullough from 15. High up and out. Rebound, Jason Castro.
There was a little rush in the execution of San Miguel. There's still a lot of time left for them to launch a comeback. 7:51 to be exact. They've go ahead first.
Ito muna ang bida mo. Brought to you by Davis MCS Semi-Gloss. Matipid colorful semi-gloss.
So they've chipped away 6 points out of the 16-point lead of TNT via a 6-0 blast. So important possession for TNT.
To be able to cut that upsurge. Jones denied. McCullough. Romeo. And the lead is reduced to 7 from a high of 16. And we now have a timeout. We shall be back with 7:24 to go. This rivalry returning and exploding here.
So 12 out of 33 for TNT from the 3. San Miguel only 6 out of 21. Assist lamang ang Katropa. Second chance points lamang pa rin ang Katropa. Fast break points lang. Nakabawi ng bahagya itong San Miguel.
And Stan Hardiger disappointed, but there was a foul prior to the block. McCullough is charged with that foul.
So an executed and disciplined direction for TNT. They wanted to douse cold water out of the rally aspiration of San Miguel. They called the timeout. Gumawa sila ng play na malapit sa ring itong si Terrence Jones.
Our chairman, Mr. Manny Pangilinan, of course, I think he's been in all the games. Tonight's race of the game brought to you by Front Row International's Lux White Enhanced Glutathione, the supplement worthy in the big league. Lux White, skin so bright, only at Front Row.
And that is why it's very important that you maximize the timeout that you called. You generate important baskets. That was a 9-0 run for San Miguel. But after that shot of Terence Jones, at least may 9-2. But still, within striking distance, itong San Miguel, they were down by as big as 16 points in the same quarter. Pero ngayon, nataplasan na nila with over 6 minutes left in the game.
San Miguel is a team with championship tradition. There have been good years, bad years, but they won't go quietly into the night in a championship series. Wide open. And Mogoy has fired away from three-point country. Makala creates with the left hand.
He badly wanted that basket. Ayaw talaga nila magpaiwan ng napakalayo. But if you are San Miguel and whoever is guarding Pugoy, if somebody penetrates, you have to stay connected with our Pugoy.
Great steal by Stan Hardinger. Castro was not looking. Libre Makala. Almost not quite. Stan Hardinger back to the import. McCullough dancing in the box. Curls, Fallon Jones. Still anybody's game here. As you check out this dream move brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA.
And we've talked about the defensive coverage of San Miguel. Jason Castro penetrates. You're guarding RR Pugoy. You're Terence Romeo. Stay to the corner shooter. Don't even offer help, because once that ball is passed, you don't have enough time to recover.
Again, you're watching the 2019 Honda PBA Commissioner's Cup brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Makala with a three. And that brings them within 5.
Now using his elevation, using his length, that space was enough for him to take a shot from the outside. 27 big points and only down by 5 itong San Miguel.
With still 5 minutes and 27 seconds to go. This game 5, turning point, the crossroads. Castro, no, way off. And here comes San Miguel. Makala, crossover against Jones. Makala lost it. And it's in the hands of Pugoy.
He was out of control that time, and TNT must be able to recognize where the mismatches are. No reason for them to panic. Get the ball in the hands of Terence Jones. Get out of the way. Just wait for him to pass the ball and take that shot.
This is the old-style PBA game, eh, no? Give it to the import. And, okay, counter steal. And a layup hits into the San Miguel fans. Cheer on their team.
Now McCullough is just doing everything. He's scoring on one side, he's defending on the other side. But they might be a factor right now for TNT. And look at this fast break attack of San Miguel, finished by Chris Ross.
We will take this break. TNT's lead reduced to 3. And you were saying Chris McCullough has been a factor on both ends of the floor. He also helped engineer that big comeback by the Beermen here in the 4th.
Very quiet first 3 quarters for McCullough, but exploding here in the 4th quarter, scoring 11 of his 27 points. And not only that, he also was able to grab 20 rebounds and back-to-back defensive gems against Terence Jones.
18-5 run by the Beermen, who were, as you mentioned, down by as much as 16. 5-second violation.
Now this is deflating. If you're TNT, you burned one timeout just to get the ball inbounds, and then you turn the ball over with you losing a huge 16-point lead, and now you're just protecting a 3-point lead.
Romeo dancing. There's McCullough. The big pick, the big shot. No, rebound. Ross tries to sneak in from behind, but a firm grip by Troliano.
I can't emphasize this enough. If you're TNT, this is an important possession for them. With time down to 10 minutes and 39, they were still comfortably on top by 16.
That's
Pagdating ng 5-minute mark,
That's
tatlong puntos na.
Oh, nawalbilis, ano? Castro. Oh! Number!
Now you talked about guys who have been here, done this, not showing so much panic. Jason Castro, a picture of coolness.
18 points by the Blue. Ross with the switch over by Trollano. McCullough trying to provide the big pick. Ross launches. No. Lead is 6. 3:40 to go. Castro is stripped. Keep in mind the winner of this game will be a game away from the championship. Boy, what's going on in the minds of the coaches right now? If you're TNT, can't panic right now. There's a long buzzer there. Could be a full timeout here. Yes, by the Bearman. We'll use this timeout and bring you back very quickly. Oh, you guys down there in the truck, you'll miss doing this when Jason Castro retires, putting together these highlights.
4 out of 8 from the 3, reading the defense correctly. 18 total points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and timely big shots for his team to protect his 6-point advantage.
Selena?
Yes, at this point of the game, TNT's coach Mark Dickel kept repeating and telling the team that they cannot let SMB catch up. Coach also pointed out that defensively that they're falling out of their scheme. So he encouraged the Katropa to match up with their SMB's energy and SMB's speed. They also got to start dictating the tempo of the game right now if they want to win this match. Seth and Coach Ryan.
That's a valuable insight from that report by Selena. Because, you know, I think TNT fell into a false sense of security when they established that 16-point lead.
Tama yun, nawala yung kanilang point of attack, nawala yung kanilang aggressiveness on defense. All of a sudden, they lost their tempo. Yung rhythm ngayon ng San Miguel, yun ang naging bentahe kaya sila nakabalik. And well-executed offensive execution after the timeout called by Coach Leo Austria. They're just down by 4 points, and now it's important defensive coverage for them.
Shot clock at 14. Stan Hardinger really crowding Jones here. Shot clock at 6. Christian looked at the shot clock actually. The challenge. And it's in the hands of Cabagnot. They have their 3 guards, Cabagnot, Terence Romeo, and Ross. There's a foul, a reach in.
And that is why a few possessions ago, Terence Jones didn't like the foul given up by TNT because that put them in penalty.
Oh, that's so correct.
So now, even if it's a non-shooting situation for San Miguel, 2 free throws will be given to Chris Stan Hardinger.
I like that shot of Direct Francis Apelio. Those 3 guards that Leo Austria was talking to. Parang guard-to-guard talking ang pinag-uusapan dun.
Remember, yung point guard is always the extension of the head coach. And itong tatlong kausap niya, tatlong point guard mentality.
Si Stan Hardinger, nagpa-practice yan habang nagwa-warm up. Barkada Banding, hatid sa inyo ng Platinum Karaoke. Bring music, cheer live. Visit www.platinumkaraoke.com for more details.
Understanding exactly where he's going to generate points. He attacks the basket so strong. Usually he gets fouled. And that is why he's shooting extra baskets from the free throw line, and now it's paying off. Back-to-back baskets for Christian Stan Hardinger. More importantly, 1 possession disadvantage na lang ang San Miguel.
Keep in mind that this series has also been framed and decided by free throw shooting. Jones almost had it. In terms of free throw shooting, San Miguel has been shooting just short of 80%, while TNT has been shooting 63.48 in the series. Ako hindi ko na sinasama yung buong yung buong conference. Kasi silang dalawa na lang magkalaban.
And remember in game 4, this is where Terrence Jones struggled tremendously, missing 10 free throws, 6 out of 16 to be exact.
This play brought to you by Front Row, the official health, beauty and wellness partner of the PBA Front Row.
If I'm not mistaken, usually situations like this will separate you from winners and being losers.
And also rounds, yeah.
Diba? Kasi masyadong marami ang nagsasabi na free throws lang yan, but that is really a game changer.
We've seen major teams lose because of free throws. Oh, in and out. That could have tied it up, and we are into the last 2 minutes. Brought to you by New Cobra Vitamin C. Lakas ng protection, Cobra, the #1 energy drink. That was almost in.
It was halfway in, but the ball suddenly deciding to rim out. But that was the same kind of shot that Terrence Romeo took in game 2 to tie the ball game. But today or tonight, it would not be.
It is TNT using their last 30. San Miguel will have a 30 remaining. But in any event, we'll all come together on Friday. Let's take a look at this. This is so historical and so impactful.
Silas Mills, part of Mobiline, Tropang Texters that time. And of course, Honeycutt, Paul Harris also won it in 2011. Richard Howell, 2014. Ivan Johnson brought this team to victory in 2015. And Terrence Jones eyeing his first PBA championship. At alam naman natin ang history nitong kupunan na ito. Magaling sila kumuha ng import. At ngayon, triple-double watch na tayo for TJ. 35, 16, 8 assists, and 4 block shots.
4 of the 6 of TNT in the game. San Miguel has 5 blocks. Ball is lost. Here's McCullough, fouled by Jason Castro. That's interesting. They will give up the foul and send McCullough to the line here.
Oh, the mentality is, look at this first. Hounded no end by Chris Ross. McCullough was able to get the possession. Castro did not want to allow McCullough to have an easy basket via layup. Instead, he sacrificed 1 foul and is gambling that at least magmintis ng isa o ng dalawa si McCullough to protect their lead. But the gamble didn't pay off as McCullough shoots coolly his first basket. 30 big points for the San Miguel import. And the stat line, impressive. 30, 21, 3 blocks. Wow.
Kung hindi ganyan ka-dominating yung Terrence Jones, angat na angat to.
Of course.
Diba? Oh, here we go!
And this is the situation. TNT, wala ng timeout. So mag-iisip na ng multiple possessions on offense itong TNT, pati yung defensive coverage, they have to self-correct.
You know, Mark Dickel was even signaling a timeout. Somebody probably reminded him, wala na. There's Castro. That won't work. Jones. Pagoy, meron pa ba?
Meron pa palang timeout dyan,
Isa.
but allowing his players to play.
Didn't use it. Okay.
Yes.
So we correct ourselves. There's one job. That will work. Ball just fell short. Ball is loose. Pagoy tries to save it. San Miguel tries to grab it away. Shot clock violation. And this is fun. There will be a review of the last play. I think the initial call is 24-second violation. Tumama, no?
Tumama, so automatically dapat nag-reset yung shot clock ng TNT. So something that is reviewable, they can still correct this. Hindi nakafocus yung table official natin doon na i-reset yung button after tumama yung bola doon sa rim.
Kasi human operation pa rin yan eh.
There is always a human element
Diba?
involved. Yes, it's not automatic.
Hindi automatic yan. So, ang inihingi ng TNT rito is a reset of the shot clock actually.
Sila ba nakakuha ng possession? Yun din natin, kailangan din natin ma-determine yun. But with the way Jason Castro reacted, parang meron siyang clean possession, tapos fresh shot clock para sa kanilang team. But our situation once again, let's take a look at this shot first. Jason Castro took that shot with a lot of time left, 1.9 seconds. Dapat ang matira ron.
They'll call it as a jump as we get back to live action. Just officially, go ahead coach, ikaw muna.
Well, hindi rin kasi nakakuha ng possession doon si Jason Castro.
Correct. So let's just be clear about the timeouts. Meron pang pool na tatawagin.
Meron pa pala yung TNT.
Wala na silang 30.
Wala na. Doon pala
Ang
yun.
San Miguel may 30 isa, dalawang full timeout pa.
Yes.
Yung huling tinawag nila was a 30.
So
That's why Nickel was signaling timeout eh.
Pwede pa palang panawag yun.
And it's TNT ball with a 1-point lead. Here's Jones, top of the keel, Stan Hardinger in his path. The fake, the shot, short, rebound contested, a scramble! Initial call, TNT ball. Of course, this is reviewable in the last 2 minutes.
So what is obvious is at least San Miguel forcing stops. The problem for them is they could not get the possession. So for TNT, multiple opportunities for them to score. And let's see if they get the possession back, another chance for them to get a clean look. So here, 50-50 ball, but unfortunately, was Alex Cabagnon the last guy who touched the ball last. Very close.
Kaya nga ang initial call, TNT ball eh.
TNT ball, and if it is not conclusive via multiple camera angles,
The first call will stay.
yes.
Yes. Time remaining, 49.2. And that time, two timeouts, full timeouts will be used. Hard to believe with the way this is being played here that TNT had a 16-point lead at one stretch. And here comes the timeout situation there on your screens.
Oh, 2 timeouts left for San Miguel and 1 more for TNT. But again, important possession for them. Terrence Jones limited to just 3 points in the fourth quarter. He scored a total of 32 in the first 3, but he has the ball in his hands.
10 of them in that third quarter. Jones looked like he was looking for a foul. Here's McCullough, slows it down. They will ask for a timeout. They will use one of their 2 full timeouts, most likely.
For San Miguel, they needed 1 stop. And Stan Hardinger was there to deliver it for them. We've talked about the situation of both imports. We take a look at this one. Stan Hardinger was actually influencing Terrence Jones to go to his right. Then instead opted to go to his left. Itong si Terrence Jones actually was on a fishing expedition but not was caught. So completed turnover for San Miguel. Credit that one huge stop for Stan Hardinger. But McCullough, 16 points in the first 3 quarters. A total of 31 in tonight's game. That means fourth quarter lang, 17 puntos na ang kanyang naiambag para sa kanyang kupunan.
I like what you do with Magoo. Are you sure na abot ng 100 points ito? I'm asking. I'm just asking.
Hindi.
Okay.
Tignan natin.
That's just some fun.
Tignan natin.
Wala akong crystal ball ito si si Coach Ryan, ano? It's just that it's a nice game that you and Bagu play.
Pero, alam mo, trick doon yung halos ano eh, yung sigurado na.
Sigurado!
Ito talagang parang matetesting talaga ako eh.
Oh, ito lang ang sigurado ngayon. Yan natitirang timeout. Critical yan, ha? Isa na lang ang timeout na pwedeng gamitin ng TNT.
Sino ba naman mag-aakala? Nabanggit natin kanina with the time down to 10 and 39 in the fourth quarter.
Ano yung score?
TNT erected their biggest lead at 85 to 69.
Yeah.
So ngayon with 33.2 seconds remaining, 94-93, TNT still up by 1 point. But San Miguel has the possession.
There was that big run, almost 18 to 5 by San Miguel, and John Marcuardo is being dispatched there. Kabagnot, look at this. You have to be fair also. Did not play a lot of minutes in the third.
But is still inside the game because he's Mr. Clutch.
Yep.
We've seen it time and
I
again.
would go to him.
You go back, Game 7, All-Filipino. He made that game-winning shot, San Miguel, over Magnolia.
This could be for the lead and possibly for the win. McCullough, yes, the lead for San Miguel at 95-94.
I talked about big-time basketball. McCullough is playing such a ball game for his team. 19 big points. But more than that, look at his finish. Over the outstretched arms of Terrence Jones in traffic, had to elude his first defender, had to contend against a secondary defender, but was still able to utilize enough strength and elevation to score 2 points for his team, and more importantly, give the lead back to San Miguel.
And now officially, this is the last timeout of TNT Katropa. San Miguel, after this, will be left with 1:30 and 1 full timeout. Anybody's ball game still. Keep in mind that the winner here will officially be ahead in the series, 3 games to 2, and needs just to win 1 more game on Friday. This series so far has gone in alternating wins. Or nobody has won back-to-back in the tournament, so in this finale so far. I hear you're going to be on Sports Center later.
Yes, right after the ball game. But ang inaabangan talaga ng mga tao is kung may makakaskor ba ng 100.
Yeah.
Dahil nilagay mo ako sa spot na yun.
Hindi lang, lagay na kung lagay, pero nakakatuwa lang kung aabot. Parang hindi. Ako, agree ako doon eh. Unless you come into my world again, which is the overtime.
Kaya nga ako nagdalawang isip eh.
Alala mo yung ginawa natin Colombia, Ginebra? Sino mag-aakalang mag-overtime yun?
Tama yung nabanggit mo. But ito naman si Chris McCullough, 33 big points, 21 rebounds, and a lot coming here in the fourth quarter.
This is only the 3rd time that San Miguel has tasted the lead. Here we go. Here's Terrence Jones. Jones starts his drive, creates space. The shot will work. McCullough is fouled and will shoot charities. The fatigue on the part of TNT also.
That is a very valid point because Stan Hardner, single coverage defense against Terrence Jones, was able to foil a shot that usually Terrence Jones makes. But look at that.
They were really going to go to him exclusively. There
For
were
sure.
no options done. No Pugoy, no Terrence, nor Troy Rosario, nothing there. Now you can say it. Wala ng timeouts ang TNT Katropa here.
So how important is this free throw? The first one, of course, will give San Miguel a 2-point lead. Now the second one equally important because TNT will be forced to take a shot from the outside, from the 3-point area
And
to
rush
be
it.
exact.
And rush it, actually.
What a turn of events here in the fourth quarter of Game 5. Down 16 points with over 10 minutes remaining. And now San Miguel
By
up by
3.
3.
And here we go. They will need a 3-point shot to tie this. Castro is there. Rosario, no! It's under the basket. And there's a foul on Jones. With 3.2 remaining. San Miguel fans in a frenzy right now. A comeback, if there ever was one.
And look at the shot of Troy Rosario. It was clean at some point, but the defense, the challenge of McCullough, even if McCullough was late, he was there to use his length and a little bit of his elevation to challenge the shot of Troy Rosario. And look at the two guards, Terrence Romeo, Chris Ross, happy with a turn of events. Who could have seen this? Nobody has predicted this. San Miguel, 10 and 39 remaining, up by 16. And now, Chris Ross just iced the ball game.
Confirming it. One final heave at the basket. But no! San Miguel Beer is one game away from winning the Commissioner's Cup for 2019. We will have one more game on Friday, and this is the first time for TNT to lose back-to-back, or either team for that matter,
in the final series.
on the series, but TNT, for them to lose in the conference has hardly happened. Lakas mo, batid sa inyo ng new Cobra Vitamin C, lakas at proteksyon. Cobra, the #1 energy drink. And what a comeback by the San Miguel Beermen. That's our final score.
Oh, down by 11 points at the start of the payoff quarter. Chris McCullough, only 16 points in the first 36 minutes of play. He scored 19 big points in the fourth quarter, earning him our best player of the game.
Be the player of the game, brought to you by Firefly LED kasama mo. What a comeback by the Beermen. Hindi nga umabot ng 100 points. And let's send it over to Selena with Chris McCullough. Selena?
Yes, kasama ko yan ang ating best player of the game na si Chris McCullough. Congratulations, Chris, on to win tonight. Now, you guys were down 16 points in over 10 minutes remaining in the game. Where did your mind go when you took over the match and just helped solidify this win for your entire squad?
Mentally, we locked in. We preached 3 stops at a time, get 3 stops in a row, and get quality buckets, and that's what we did.
Well, we all know, Chris, that virtually this series is now narrowed down to a best of 3. And tonight you guys won Game 1. How significant is this victory for your squad?
Man, it's real good. We got the win today. Thank you to the SMB fans for helping us. Tomorrow we got practice, lock in, and get ready for Game 5.
Despite being down, your team really fought all out. So what's your message for all of your teammates who were just really helping you out in the game tonight?
Let's play good basketball, get this next one, and get a championship.
All right, now finally, Chris, anybody you'd like to greet or say thank you to apart from your fans?
All my SMB fans out there, thank you for helping us.
Thank you so much as well, Chris. Now you're heading into Game 2 in just a couple of days. So what are areas in the game that you feel you guys need to improve further or just adjust to?
Be honest, I ain't hear nothing you said.
All right, that's all for now. I'll turn you right back over to the gentleman.
Diba? Honesty is the best policy. Hindi niya natinig yung question. Sige. Okay, and the fans were just all over them. And now let's take you through the game. First quarter ended at 28-22. TNT was in control for the most part of that first quarter.
It was an awesome start for TNT. They scored a total of 28 points on 3 out of 6 shooting from the three-point area. They limited San Miguel to just 22, and Terrence Jones was good enough to score 15 in that quarter alone.
And come the second quarter, looked like TNT was all set to pull the game away. But then there was a 11-2 run by San Miguel.
Chris McCullough quietly lifting his team spirits up, but it was really all Terrence Jones in the first 2 quarters. He was unstoppable, but he might have extended his strength a little bit too much, doing a lot of things inside. At parang naubos pagdating ng court.
Pag itong game na ito laki ng hinabol na San Miguel. Tapos nakarecover agad yung TNT nung matapos yung second quarter. Yan po ang score natin at the end of the first half. Third quarter, ito, si Rosario hit 9 of his 16 points. Jones hit 10 of his 32 dito sa quarter na to.
Yung mabigat pa rin kasi dito sa San Miguel, yung bench scoring provided by Terrence Romeo at 22 out of the 28 total bench points for San Miguel. But third quarter, fourth quarter, after the early part ng fourth, kontrolado pa ng TNT.
Correct. 80-69 ang magiging final count dito sa end ng third quarter. Ang drama nito at ang babasahin nyo sa mga online formats yun, saka sa mga dyaryo, sa mga magbabalita yung nagsusulat sa PBA press core room ngayon, ay yung storya na nangyari sa fourth quarter.
Ibang-iba talaga ang naging performance ng San Miguel, led by their import, but key baskets by TNT gave them a little separation. 4-minute marker, still up by 6 points until McCullough happened. A lot of key baskets for him. We mentioned it earlier, 19 big points for him in the fourth quarter, and none more important than that shot in traffic.
And then he caught Jones when Jones was already tuckered out towards the end, and here was that final stretch, final attempt. Hindi lang pumasok yung angulo na yan, and McCullough with a crucial rebound, got free throws. Free throws also worked for San Miguel in the vital stretch of the ball.
We've talked about fatigue factor, catching up with Terrence Jones. Only 1 turnover in the first 3 quarters, but ended the ball game with 7 TOs. That means he had 6 total turnovers in the payoff quarter.
Okay, Coach Ryan, that'll do it for this game. And now San Miguel Beer enjoys a 3-2 lead going into Friday's game. But these series are not decided in just 3 games won. You have to win 4.
Exactly, and the San Miguel, even if they're up in this series, should not celebrate because they have not gotten 4 wins yet. But for TNT, they still have 2 chances. Their backs are against the wall. They let this one slip, similar to how they let game 2 slip, but at least they still have a chance to win the series.
And it is Ross with the final free throws. Just making sure that we recognize all these key free throws, and that will give us our final count. TNT had their chances, and nakaluhod na yung San Miguel
Just a humongous fourth quarter for San Miguel. 30 big points for them, while only allowing TNT to score 14. Kaya yun ang difference maker.
And come Friday, join all of us again, and we'll join all of you wherever you are here on ESPN5 and all our other formats. Game 6, that'll happen 6, 7 o'clock in the evening. Balik dito sa Smart Arena. Anybody's ball game pa rin. Parang 0-0 pa rin. Ano ka sure? Sure ka may game sa Friday yan. Yan. But sure kami na si Coach Ryan will be here for Sports Center. So San Miguel with a 3-2 series in the lead in the series rather. Thank you for joining us, Seb Sarmenta, Ryan Rigor, and Selena Dagdag saying good night in behalf of our hardworking ESPN PBA crew.